Hello, this is another one of my videos on the Baha'i 9-year plan from 1964 to 73. This one dealing with progress and implementation in the 1966-67 period. It comes from an old manuscript of mine, The Universal House of Justice and the Baha'i World. As with other videos in this series, the main source is the book Messages from the Universal House of Justice, 1963-1986. I'll give the details in the link below. And there's also an old article I co-wrote with Moojan Momen, which provides a general survey of the period of the Baha'i faith from 1957 to 1988. At Res-1 1966, Universal House of Justice announced that a second phase of the 9-year plan was now beginning, during which the Baha'is of the world would have to prepare and arm themselves for the third phase, which would consist of a period of proclamation starting in October 1967 with six intercontinental conferences and continuing until the end of the 9-year plan. 5 tasks faced the Baha'is as they entered the second phase of the plan. Firstly, to complete the settlement of pioneers and to dispatch others as needed. Secondly, intensive preparation for the third phase of the plan through the development of new teaching measures and the expansion of various Baha'i funds. Thirdly, the acceleration of the provision of Baha'i literature, particularly translation and publication in those languages in which there was as yet little or no material. Fourthly, the acquisition of the remaining property goals. And fifthly, the development of the Panama Temple Fund. The House also called for a constant stream of traveling teachers and more generally directed the attention of the Baha'is to the importance of more intensive teaching, again to a pitch never before attained. Support for the Baha'i funds and individual responsibility. Heroic deeds were now called for, such as were only performed by divinely sustained and detached souls. The following 18 months saw achievements in all these areas. During this period, the House of Justice also issued guidance on such topics as the Baha'i funds, teaching, consolidation and deepening, the nature of the forthcoming proclamation campaign, and the increasingly important role played by Baha'i youth. In March 1967, the House noted its pleasure at the progress of the plan so far. Almost all of the accessible coal territories which had needed to be opened to the faith had now been settled. A program of progressive consolidation and continued expansion was being pursued. Plans for the Panama Temple were well advanced. The various property goals were being steadily acquired. 81 out of the 108 National Assemblies called for in the plan would soon be in existence. 11 additional National Assemblies being formed in 1967, and more. This is more than originally planned. And the opening of the proclamation period was fast approaching. Projects at the Baha'i World Center in the Haifa Akka area, which had been held in abeyance so as to concentrate financial resources elsewhere, were now to proceed. At Res-1 1967, the House also reported the formation of over 6,000 new local assemblies and the completion of about 200 international travel teaching projects. Moreover, in 53 territories, the full number of local assemblies, groups and localities called for in the plan had already been achieved. In its Res-1 message of 1967, the House acknowledged with thankful hearts the evidence of divine favour with which Baha'u'llah unfailingly sustained and confirmed the dedicated efforts of the Baha'is worldwide, and unhesitatingly affirmed its confidence that the Baha'is would achieve complete victory through their determination and sacrificial efforts. The House regarded the various visible achievements that had been gained to be the consequence of the faith's organic vitality. There was constant movement throughout the worldwide Baha'i community reminiscent of the ceaseless surge of the sea. This was the real cause of its growth. At the same time, there were constant services. Local and national spiritual assemblies facing difficult problems, devising plans and shouldering responsibility for national and local communities growing in numbers and conscientiousness. Committees striving to accomplish objectives, young Baha'is in eager and dedicated activity, individuals and families striving to teach the faith or hold a fireside gathering, and these services attracted the confirmation of Baha'u'llah. Indeed, the more these services were supported by prayers and intense dedication, and the more extensive they became, the more they released into the world a spiritual charge which no force on earth could resist, and which eventually would necessarily bring about the complete triumph of the Baha'i cause. In terms of the tasks that now needed to be addressed, there was a requirement both for more pioneers, more financial resources, and to prepare for the global proclamation campaign that was to start in October 1967. Underlying these endeavors, however, was the imperative to pay constant attention to the development of each national Baha'i community's home front. These were the solid basis from which all Baha'i expansion began. They were the sources of manpower and administrative experience for all expansion activity, whether at home or abroad, and this was reflected in the predominance given to them in terms of planned goals, assemblies and groups to be established, and new Baha'is to be gained. The systematic approach of several national assemblies in adopting annual quotas for achieving their goals was highly recommended. The House also directed the Baha'is to consider anew what was meant by deepening and to develop a profounder understanding of Baha'u'llah's purpose for the human race. The House was mindful of the countless expressions of divine love which were found in the Baha'i scriptures, and was aware of the extraordinary nature of the crisis which was now facing humanity, and because of this called upon the Baha'is to realize that very great things were expected from them at the present time. So a comparatively short video today. Many thanks to you for listening, and particularly thanks to my patrons for their kind support and encouragement, without which I wouldn't be able to make these videos. If you want to support my channel, you're very welcome to do so. Please do like, comment and share on the videos. It really does help. Subscribe if you want to be notified of future videos. Next week we'll move on to the third part of this section on progress and implementation, and consider the third phase from October 67 to Ridwan 69. Have a good day.